in polity section, first news is related to criminalization of politics. In a very simple sense, criminalization basically means use of criminal means by the political class. There is one more term, politicization of criminals. That simply means the criminals are entering into the politics. So two terms are there. If politicians are using criminal methods, that is basically criminalization of politics. And if criminals enter into politics, that is basically referred as a politicization of criminals. Okay, so there was a report by ADR, that is Association for Democratic Reforms. As per that, 47% ministers of India have criminal records or criminal cases. Out of that, 27% have a serious criminal cases against them. So that itself reflect the nature. Now, as far as crime as a ground for disqualification is concerned, all these grounds are specified in section 8 of RPA Act of 1951. Now, in RPA, there was one more section. Let's say some person is convicted today. Now, they had a time to appeal against that decision. That is 3 months time was there. You can appeal against it and you will not be disqualified. However, this section 8 subsection 4, this provided this ground. However, this was declared unconstitutional, or it was struck down by the Supreme Court in Lily Thomas case. So it mandated that once a person is convicted, the person stands disqualified immediately. That simply means sitting legislature is convicted and sentenced to 2 or more than 2 years, the person will be disqualified immediately. So that was the judgment of Supreme Court in Lily Thomas case. Apart from that, in ADR case of 2002, Supreme Court said that yes, those who are candidates, they need to provide the details of their criminal background. In this context, recently the Parliament also introduced 130th Amendment Bill. Easy way to remember, after if someone is detained, if some minister, including Chief Minister or Prime Minister, if they are detained for more than 30 days, then that is a ground for removal. They will be removed automatically after that. Yes, they can be reinstated if they are proven innocent in that case. Just a second. Yes, so we have covered ADR, we have covered Lily Thomas case. Apart from that, the Supreme Court in Public Interest Foundation versus Union of India 2019 case ordered that political parties need to publicly disclose the criminal records of their candidates. It should be spread through media, but usually it does not happen that much. So that is about criminalization of politics. Second is related to judicial pendency. Just remember two things. A, roughly 5 crore cases are pending. Roughly 88,000 crore cases are pending in Supreme Court alone. That itself shows that there is a delay in the justice delivery, and justice delayed is justice denied. Now, one major problem is that we do not have adequate infrastructure. For example, we don't have that much amount of courts. Apart from that, there are vacancies in the judicial system. For example, right now we have lower number of judges per population. So as of now we have 21 judges per million, and the recommendation is 50 judges per million. So that itself shows that it is less than half. Apart from that, there is a weak alternative dispute resolution mechanism. See, what happens is that if ADR is providing right kind of platform, then not many cases will go to the courts, and therefore the burden on the courts will go down. Recently it was recommended that we should follow our conventional dispute resolution mechanism of punch system. This was recommended by the minister itself. Apart from that, we don't have sufficient courts, sufficient staffs, digital infrastructure is not up to the mark. Okay, and even the financial allocation is not sufficient enough. Government itself is the major litigant. That simply means roughly 50% of the cases are related to government itself. Okay, these are some of the issues. Now, Supreme Court in Husnaira Khatun case had specified that right to speedy trial is a part of 21. But if there will be delay, then of course it will be against that right. And because of this judicial delay, what happens is that there are large number of under trial people. Now, that is why our prisons are overcrowded. So you can connect all these issues. Because of this thing, there is black court syndrome. Black court syndrome basically means people have lost trust in the this entire process, and they are scared of black court. That simply means lawyers, or in a simple sense, they do not trust this system that much. A similar kind of syndrome is referred to white coat. That simply means people are scared of doctors. Okay, in that context, what need to be done? So there is one good recommendation which you can use in your answer, that is National Judicial Infrastructure Authority, to upgrade the judicial infrastructure. The rest of the recommendations are quite common. Next is related to National Medical Commission. Why it was in use? Because it was set up 5 years ago, so it completed 5 years. It is a statutory body as per National Medical Commission Act of 2019. It has replaced MCI, that is Medical Council of India. What is the problem with this body? Problem is that it consists of doctors mainly, so it does not have wider representation from society. So if a patient is going to complain, their side is not well represented. So it lacks public health experts, citizen representation is less, and it is dominated by doctors. Okay. Next is related to India and French political system comparison. So understand, in case of India, there is a parliamentary democracy, and the head is elected. In case of France, it is a semi-presidential. So president and prime minister both are powerful. In our case, president is a nominal head. So since president is nominal head, of course there won't be direct election for the president, so that is quite obvious. But in case of France, since it is semi-presidential, that means both prime minister and president both are powerful, so there is a direct election by the adult suffrage. How prime minister is elected in our country? So prime minister is elected through Lok Sabha. That simply means majority in Lok Sabha. How prime minister is elected in France? So prime minister is appointed by the president, but prime minister need to maintain the confidence in the house. So our constitution or our structure is quasi-federal. Quasi-federal basically means a unique kind of federalism is there. Federalism with unitary biasness. In case of France, it is a unitary structure. What kind of secularism we follow? So we follow a positive secularism. That means a state is going to provide equal support to all religion. In case of France, it is laicite. What does that mean? It simply means there is a separation, strict separation of power between the state and the religion. So these are some of the important differences. Next is related to Vishakhapatnam Declaration. Just remember that it is related to e-governance, nothing much. In this context, just remember one more thing, that recently Albania appointed world's first AI minister. That simply means a technological platform is being used to promote transparency in the government, and this AI platform is referred as DELA. So basically, they are referring it as a minister. It's not that they have developed a human being using AI. In a very simple sense, they have adopted a AI system, and now they are using it in government decision making. Next is related to immigration and foreigners exemption order. In a very simple sense, who are exempted? So these are the category of people who are exempted. Again, nothing much from exam perspective. Okay, with this, the polity section is over. So 2-3 important things: criminalization of politics, judicial pendency. These are two important issues. Rest of the issues are important, but from prelims point of view. Yes, this comparison part, because it is explicitly mentioned in the syllabus, so yes, it is also important from that perspective.